Hi there, Paul Bright here with the beginnerguitaristacademy.com, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to play 3 easy guitar chords for beginners. Now, if you've just bought a guitar, or maybe you've just been playing the guitar for a short period of time now, and you're wondering what are some good chords that you should start learning, or what are some easy chords to learn, then this video will reveal three chords that I recommend that you should learn first in your journey to playing the guitar. So let's get straight into it. But before we begin, now, if you'd just like some written step-by-step instructions, then below this video in the description box, you'll see a link there. Just click on that link, and you can actually download a copy of my free ebook called "How to Play 14 Major and Minor Guitar Chords," and that has all the written step-by-step instructions that we're going through today. So I just wanted to kind of mention that before we begin. Plus, there's pictures as well, so you can kind of go through that at your own pace. But let's just jump straight into it and learn our first chord, which is the E minor chord. Now, I've got a picture here that you can see, and we'll actually go through how to play this chord step by step, but the E minor chord is the best chord to learn first. The reason is you can kind of see here, I'm only pressing down on 2 strings. Let's change the color there. As you can see, I'm only pressing down on 2 strings, which is our 5th string and our 4th string. So the A and the D strings. That is what I love about this chord, is you only need to press down on 2 strings. And another thing I love about it is when you strum this chord, unlike some other ones, you can actually strum all 6 strings here. So strings 6, which is this is our low E string, all the way through to our high E string down here. So that's what I love about this chord. You only press down on 2 strings and you can strum all 6. Unlike, say, the D chord, where you can only strum strings 1 through to 4, which are these ones here, the higher 4 strings, and you have to kind of mute these ones up here. So you've got to mute those 2. Let's put that red, because you've got to mute those 2, which can be a bit problematic at the beginning. So how do you play the E minor chord? So if you're just getting started, great chord to learn. If you already know how to play it, then great. Feel free to just kind of fast forward. But how do you play this chord? Well, from the picture, it's kind of hard when doing a picture to get the proper angles. But I've got my second finger, which is my middle finger here. So my second finger is pressed down on the 5th string here, which is the A string, and it's in the 2nd fret here. So this is fret 2. So we've got fret 1, fret 2, and fret 3. So again, my second finger, my middle finger, is pressed down on the 5th string in the 2nd fret. Just directly below it, I have my 3rd finger, which is my 3rd finger here, or my ring finger, is pressed down on the 4th string. So the 4th string is this one here. So just directly below our 5th string, so our 4th string. And again, that is in the 2nd fret, so it's just directly below it. Now, when I strum this chord, I just simply start strumming from our low E string, and I just strum all the way through, and I can include every string. So that's it. That's how you play the E minor chord. Very simple. You just need the 2 fingers, which is your 2nd and your 3rd finger, so your middle and your ring finger. Just press them on the 5th and the 4th strings, both in the 2nd fret, strum all strings, and you have your E minor chord. So nice and simple. It is a great chord to begin with. So let's move on to our next one. We're just going to slightly increase the difficulty here, and it's our E major chord. Now, I'll go back to our E minor. You can see here our E minor, we've just got our 2nd and 3rd finger down, but as we move on to the E major, you probably can see I've included my index finger. So that's it. That's the only change. So we've got our E minor here. So you can see our E minor. Now my pinky's not pressed down, so it kind of looks like it in the picture, but this is not being pressed down. It's just kind of hovering up. It's just the angle of the picture. So how do we play the E major? Well, first you want to just form the E minor, so same steps as before. Your 2nd finger on the 5th string in the 2nd fret. Your 3rd finger goes on the 4th string in the 2nd fret. It's kind of confusing, I know, but again, get that ebook and it's got the written step-by-step instructions. Now what we want to do is just add our 1st finger here, which is our index finger, onto the 3rd string. So it's kind of cut off there, but let me just put it through here. So our 3rd string, or the G string. So that let's mark all the strings being pressed, and we'll do it in different colors. We've got our 4th string and our 5th string. Now we obviously have our, we'll do them yellow. We have our 1st string our second string and our sixth string that aren't being pressed down on, but you can actually play them open. So that means you can actually include them when you strum it. So when you strum this chord, you start at the low E string and strum all the way down and include every string. So pretty much this chord, the E major, is just like the E minor, with the exception of our first finger here, where you just simply add that on. And very simple. So let's move on to our next chord, our last chord, which is the A minor. Now, if you're trying to wonder, well, what's the difference between the E major and the A minor? It looks pretty much exactly the same. You can see I've got, this is the E major, where we've got what I call the E shape, our first, second, and third finger. But let's move on to the next chord, our A minor. What's the difference? Well, there isn't a whole lot. We've got the E major shape. However, the biggest difference is we've just moved one string down. So we've just I've shifted my hand one string down. So let's go back. So you can see here, so pay careful attention, my middle finger's on the fifth string here. Let's move to the A minor. My middle finger, or my second finger, is now on the fourth string. So I've just simply moved one string down. That is how you play the A minor. Very simple. So all you do is simply grab, pick your hand up, shift them one string down, and then you've got the A minor. Now, actually, there's just one thing I almost forgot to mention, is just when you strum this chord, it's slightly different to the E major, even though it's basically looks the same and it's just moved down one string. Is the only thing you want to do is not strum the high E string here, so you do not want to strum it. So I'm crossing that out. So when you strum this chord, you simply start from this, the fifth string, and strum all the way down. So you're just skipping this the low E string, or our thickest string, or the sixth string. So you do not want to include that when you strum that chord. That's the biggest difference, probably, one big difference compared to the E major, where you get to strum all six strings. This one you're only strumming strings 1 through to 5, as you can see right here. So that's it. We've covered our three chords. We've got the E. We started off with the E minor here. If we can go back, we got the E minor. We then move on to the E major, where we just added our index finger, and then we just simply moved our hand down one string, and we then have our A minor. And again, don't strum the low E string or the sixth string. So if you want more, if you want to learn how to play more chords, well, click the link below in the description box and download a copy of my free ebook. It's free. It's going to show you how to play 14 major and minor guitar chords step by step. There's pictures in there. It's great because you can go through it at your own pace as well. But I really hope you got some value out of this video today. Go download that ebook now. You can click the link below this video. Do that now, and I'll see you soon.